right? Because deception will defend itself to the grave. I always say, when somebody goes overboard telling me who they are, I'm a question. When they start off with, I'm a good father, I'm a good husband, you don't have to say all that. If you are, you are. Right? Because lies will put a front to make us believe that it's true. Why is this important? Because we're living in the last days. And one of the spirits that has been released on the earth is deception. And who do you think it's against? You. Right? And then we have generational curses that carry deception. That's what I was telling my mom. He's like, wait, mother. Look, I got messed up because you were messed up and your mother was messed up. We need to stop it here. And I was loving her, and I said, Mama, we just cannot sit here anymore just like, oh no, they said. You don't know how I was yesterday on the truth wagon. I was like, ask questions, find out. Pick, you're the grandma, great grandma, whatever she is, or triple grandma, who knows?
Triple grandma.
In other words, she has access to all her family. Ask questions. You have every right. But just because someone can justify when that person was murdered that they were at her house because she's going to back him up because he told her to, and she don't know why, but that's the time that they got murdered. He has an alibi, and a Christian alibi, which is a holy alibi, right? Because you don't want to believe that he did what he did, or she did what she did, right? Come on. And in these last days, the enemy is going to do things that if you're not on your toes, he's going to take your family out. Going to take your family out. And they'll die, and then everybody will come forward. He's already dead. Think about it. When we can stop a generational curse and not affect the next generation and the next generation, right? When we were kids, I don't know if you remember, Martha, but when we lived on Kern, there was a man there that used to take all the boys camping on cruises. He always bought them money. He called himself Choo Choo. There was something about him, because I played softball, so I was always with the guys outside, and I played football, so I was always out there playing with the boys, always. My father used to get crazy mad, but that man used to come. You don't remember him? Tall, thin. I mean, the Lopez family lived across from us, and he was always at that house. And when he would come and recruit all the boys, so let's go camping, let's go on the boat, or he'd buy them ice cream, I would always look at my brother Rudy and go, I don't think so. Something about him made me uncomfortable, right? Only to find out years later that he was taking all those boys on camping trips and doing things to them all those years.
Wow.
It's not until the boys got in high school that somebody spoke up. But by then the man had already moved out of the city. Who knows where he's at? But that went on for years, right? And when I had a conversation with one of the young men that was telling me, he said, when my father found out, he was crazy, but we couldn't find him. He had already moved. He had already done his damage. Do you hear what I'm saying? But no one spoke up. Because it was his truth that he had money, and all the kids in our community had never been on a boat, had never went camping, didn't have cleats and gloves and all that stuff that he always gave, right? But there was no one around with the spirit of what? Truth. Because if someone in that group was walking in truth, I'm not talking about the kids, I'm talking an adult,
Right.
they would have said something's wrong
Yeah.
there. They would have recognized, right? But then we find out that just about everybody on our block was pedophile.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my Jesus. No wonder the cycle continued, right? So here we are, generations later. Do you think that spirit has left the earth?
No.
It is prevailing because we have not fought.
Jesus.
Come on. Because we have not prayed. We have not warred. We have not stood up.
Jesus.
Right? Boy, you're too quiet.
Come
Right? Because victims
There we go.
attract what?
That's right.
That's why they say when victims marry,
Oh,
there's a book with a bride and a groom with no heads. I could put my head right there.
Jesus.
No heads. In other words, there's so many of us and we're victims, so he didn't put a head on those people to say anybody could fit in here. Right? Because if you're a victim, you can't discern.
That's right.
You can't discern. Everything just looks normal. That's how I was. That's how we lived at home. So whatever was happening here is probably the same environment. Right? Until we get free.
Come on, Rebekah.
And then everywhere you go, what do you recognize?
The spirit.
I have a daughter that we could walk through here and she'll point. One lives there, one lives there. Go to the park. He's one, he's one, he's one. How does she know?
She walks in the spirit of truth.
And she recognizes what once harmed her. Come on, guys, wake up.
Wow.
You're gonna need this. You're gonna need it. Because if we don't rise up,
That's right, Dr. Rebekah. Come
your
on, let's
families
pray.
are gonna be taken out.
Wow.
And you can't cry
So
here.
true. Come
Oh,
on.
I didn't know.
No,
I didn't
God.
know. But you're different because I'm telling you.
That's right. Yes.
The truth is here. He says that we shall
Know the truth.
know the truth, and in knowing the truth, what will it do to us?
Set us free.
Set us free. Why do we have to walk in truth?
Hallelujah.
Well, truth is light. And in order to be the light in the world, you have to walk in truth.
Wow.
Years ago,
Wow.
I did courses on, it's powerful how God did it. I used to teach at the libraries how to escape predators. Right? I was hired to do this. It's powerful. PowerPoint, they bring all the kids in the neighborhood to sit in the library while I have them captive, and I'm going through the PowerPoint and telling them this is, what to do. And what I did first was teach them how to have voices. So I brought bean bags, little animals, and I told them when I throw it at you, I want you to shout, stranger, danger, right? Man, I had the little kids that don't make any noise. I kept throwing them at them. Come on. I had to, until I got them to start doing it, right? Then Gianna was 1.5 years, almost 2. I used to have her, so she came too. And she'd be the first one, stranger danger! She'd be louder, and I'd be like, yes, because she's the littlest and everybody's going to follow, right? So I was in one particular training session. The family came, right? Parents come, the kids come, and they sit in the course. And the minute I started saying the predator could be in your home, the whole family got up and left. So what did that say to me? Got his kids, got his wife, out of here. Shoo. And I told the library, I said, somebody needs to look into that family. They just took off the middle of this training, right? Think about it. But if I did not choose to be a voice,
Wow.
and the first park I taught at was where I was kidnapped to. So when I went to go do my first class, it was at the same park. And I remember going in there with my uniform saying, oh my God, I'm coming to destroy or try to destroy me as a kid, and you brought me right back to the same place where I was fearful and I had now overcome. Think about it. Some of you are just like, wow. Think about what God is saying.
God used you to fear them other people that are probably going through it or
Yes.
will go through
So
it.
somebody would speak up. Because have you ever noticed that when something's going on in our families, we might think, don't sound right. But nobody wants to say anything because it's not your kid, it's your sister's kid or your brother's kid or whoever's kid, and nobody wants to say nothing, but we're all secretly behind their back saying, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Right? Nobody does that, just me?
Come on, December.
Yeah, what do you think? Well, I don't think. My brain is shut. I don't want to think. Right? But the reality is we're all going to have to think now. Amen? We're going to have to think. Why is everybody putting on that mask?
Hmm.
No, I mean, why are we doing it?
Fear.
We're told to. Some of you are fearful, so you put it on. Some of you are obeying the law of the land. Okay. I don't have a problem with it. But you did it based on what somebody said. No investigation, no questions asked. They tell us to shave our hair off tomorrow because the virus is here. Let's see you all fight. Right? In other words, we're just little lambs going to the slaughter. Right? I'm not saying don't wear them, but I'm just saying someone can impose something. But if we have no voice, this is what I was telling these kids. Just shout. Stranger danger as loud as you can. Because then everybody will turn and you can get away. Right? I can't tell them to fight, they're too little. Right? Think about what I'm saying. That's the church. That's the bride. Where is our voice?
Come on, that's right.
Where's our voice? Who's going to speak up? Who's going to defend the gospel?
Come on.
Right? Who's going to say something's not right?
We are, yeah.
If not, then you're going to be tossed to and fro. You're going to believe every wind of doctrine. Check out anybody that keeps repeating what they are to you. I'm a good husband. Why do you got to keep telling me? Just show me. Why do you got to say it every day? Right? I mean, I had a large church, 552 members, and all the men used to say, oh, pastor, I'm a good husband, I'm a good father, I love my family, I love my kids. Oh my God, I can't live without her. I love my kids, I love my kids. I used to be like, that's a little bit too much excessive. Then I found out they were cheating on their wives. Taking care of somebody else's kids. Like, what? I said, I knew it. Because they were constantly saying what they were.
That's right.
Think about it. Jesus never said, I am the Messiah. I am the prophet.
Come on, little Rebekah.
He just went to the mountaintop, preached the gospel, and everybody knew who he was because he was the spirit of truth.
Come on.
And when he spoke, it says in the Gospels, they said, did not our hearts burn when he walked with us down the road and he preached the gospel? Did not our hearts burn? Well, what was that burning?
The truth.
It was the spirit of truth.
Wow.
Right?
Come on. Come on.
Somebody asked me the other day, they said, hey, what happened to Big John? Well, in my mind, I didn't think of my ex-husband. I thought of Big John from high school. So I said, he's dead. He died, you didn't know? She's like, what? She was gonna fall apart crying. She says, no, when did he die? And I said, last year. You didn't know he died? She goes, well, nobody told me. And then I said, well, I saw it on Facebook and I had seen him before he died, and I saw her face and she was confused. Because maybe the way I said it too happy, I don't know. It's like he died, right? And then she said, but, you know, John, your ex-husband. I go, oh, he's still alive. You know? I said, he's still alive. She goes, oh, I thought you were talking about him. I said, I thought you were talking about Big John. Right? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, me saying he was dead, she thought he was dead. If I didn't clear it up and left, guess what? Everybody would know today he is dead and he's still alive.